Coffee, the podcast. Finally, a podcast 100% about veterans. Looking at veterans making a difference in the veterans community. We'll help veterans, and we'll spotlight veteran-owned businesses and businesses that support and hire veterans. Plus, guzzle down some amazing coffee. Welcome to Vets and Coffee, the podcast. Now your host, Tree McLean.
Oh, good morning. I need to fix this camera right quick. I mean, you don't want to look at my chest all day and the rest of the living room there. Let me fix this real quick. Wrong camera. Default camera. There we go. Hey, how y'all doing today? Yeah, that's a lot better. Got to make adjustments every time I use this equipment. It's crazy. Turn down the slide a little bit. There we go. Make it a little bit softer in here for everyone to see. I need to invite someone real quick. I got someone coming on today. A Marine and a very active volunteer in the community with the veterans. So let me send him a message real quick and get him on board. There we go. All those clicking noises is me sending him a little invite. There it is. We're back again. We're going to talk about some coffee, stuff like that. So I'm going to have him on any second here. Hope y'all are having a good day. Looks like we'll get some nasty weather coming into Houston. Had some really bad weather up in Dallas over yesterday. Yeah, a lot of flooding and everything. Stuff we're used to, they're not used to. They were gone, I think, 80 days, no rain up there. Yeah, it's bad. So, yeah, we're kind of used to that rain down this way. So, come on, Joshua, where you at? Just click on the link. Yeah, we're going to have Joshua Baker on this morning. And he's a Marine Corps veteran. And active with the Vow 22 organization. And we're going to have him on any second. I showed this on the way in. If you saw this at the beginning, this is their gala they have coming up and their organization. Oh, and we're going to be talking about some coffee today, too. Oh, there he is. All right. Good morning, sir. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
We can't hear you. Hello.
Oh, hold on.
I'm going to send you another link because this happens sometimes. And happened the last time, in fact. Let me see here. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, I can hear you just fine now. I got you now.
Okay.
All right.
Let's see.
Good morning. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
All right. You see, I got your name. You got your name up there, the number, but I got it added as well.
Okay.
That's why I was a little late setting up here. I did this, so you can see that at the bottom.
Hold on. It's working off of my. There we go. Let's get to a better microphone and better.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that looks good. That looks real good.
Now I got it all wonky.
I even have on my valve cap.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I got a special little coffee cup I'm drinking out of today.
That's awesome. Yeah. Oh, that's who got him. I know that David and his wife don't drink coffee.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So
Speaking of, I'm gonna fill it up over here.
Oh, is that
Got my
what that is
little-
in the background? Yeah.
I got my little nitro canister over here.
You drinking cold brew this morning?
I am, I've gotten hooked on my nitro, and I love it.
That's funny. That's funny.
Try to get a little bit more light in here.
Well, thank you for coming on the show this morning.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, go ahead and tell us about your jarhead career there.
Yeah, so my name's Josh Baker. I was in the Marine Corps from 2006 to 2011, and did two deployments to Iraq, and then once I got out, moved straight back home, moved back to my hometown, and I love it here. You know, born and raised in this area, and so we just love the area. So we decided to come back home, and we love it here. So
What'd you do for the Marine Corps? Anything special?
yeah, so I was actually intel. So and a little bit specialized on the intel side. I was what's called geospatial intel. So I did basically some intel map making, land survey, and remote sensing. So got to do a little bit of everything, and then kind of after I got out, did a little bit of land survey, and that led me to go get my degree in geology and geophysics, and so after that, I actually I did drone mapping for a while, and then now I'm in the mortgage industry. So, but I like this side of it. It's been an awesome transition. I feel like I've kind of found my place, and we deal a lot with veterans, and that's what I like is just being surrounded by my people. And it's been, I get to do a lot of things, through my work with veterans and on that side of things. And so that's just kind of brought me back kind of full circle to being able to help veterans.
That's awesome. So you had an easy transition from the military to your civilian life?
I did. I mean, there's, I think, transition's always hard. That's one of those things that we all kind of have to adapt and overcome. I've definitely had plenty of struggles and along the way, but kind of where I'm at now is definitely in a better spot. One of the things that I think that as you see there is, Val 22 board member. Our mission is to prevent veteran suicide, and so there's definitely it's a huge problem that the veteran community is facing, and the reason that I got involved with Val 22 is because I wanted to walk alongside my veterans and my people, just to help them out and say, hey, this is the way that I dealt with those issues. This is kind of the struggles that I faced, and then the thing is letting them know, hey, somebody's still here for you. You're not gonna go through this alone, and that's been one of the I guess most rewarding aspects of it is letting veterans know, hey, I'm here for you, and I'm gonna get to it gives them comfort. And so that's the biggest thing is being there for one another.
That's great. So you've got something coming up with the Val 22 this year.
Yes, yeah. So we got our second annual gala coming up. It's gonna be gonna be awesome. So last year it was big. I think this year it's just gonna be just as big. We're actually planning on it's quite a big, little bit bigger venue. It's gonna be at the
Yeah, y'all sold out last year, didn't you?
We did.
Yeah.
We definitely sold out, and we raised a lot of money to help veterans. And so this year, we're expecting the same packed house. It's just it's a good way for us to relate to our community how we're helping veterans, what we're doing to help veterans. We have a lot of things going on, and a lot of times, I feel like we kind of get stuck in just doing and not kind of explaining what we're doing. And so it really helps the community see that, what's going on in the veteran community, how we're helping, and what we're doing. I mean, we have meet and greets. We pay for, we have an annual, we'll try to have an annual deep sea trip. We like to do those. We're trying to plan a little bit more events. The main thing is just getting veterans together. Our kind of the way that Vow 22 started was just a simple hike. It was just a way for veterans to get together and be surrounded by their community. And it grew organically. It grew from us just being together on one day out of the year. And I actually wasn't involved in the first hike. I came along in the second hike. My mom, told me about it, and she's like, "Hey, you need to get out to this event." And so once I got out to the second event, man, I dived, headfirst in, just because, like I said, my passion is walking alongside other veterans and being there with them. And so, it got, once we started creating a Facebook group, we started having veterans reach out to us and say, "Hey, I'm in a dark spot. What do I do?" And so it became from a standpoint of just getting veterans together every now, once a year or so, to really dealing with the problems and not just, turning a blind eye and saying, "Hey, we're here for you. Let's just, talk about it," to actions. And once we started getting those Facebook messages, it was like, there's nothing that we can do. We can't sit back and not do anything. We have to get involved. And so it just grew from that. And every year we've grown more and more and more. And we see so many different people reach out to us for different things. And the good thing about our organization is just we have a lot of different ways that we like to assist veterans. We, our mission is if we can improve their lifestyle and make them less prone to suicide, then that accomplishes our mission. And so, our biggest kind of program is our counseling program. We have contacts with different counselors, not only counselors, but different hospitals, different inpatient clinics, things like that. And we've really learned to become a resource and a kind of a platform to push veterans to different areas and say, "Hey, this is what we know about. Let's kind of put you in that area." But with our counseling program, we have where we provide counseling to outside of the VA. We're able to get veterans, not only veterans but their family members, so their wife, their kids, things like that, because we've realized that it's not only a veteran issue. It's sometimes a family issue, and so we're able to put those different family members through support services as well, and that's been an awesome thing just to see how our organization has kind of adapted to that and decided, hey, this is what we want to do. And so but we have resources for multiple different mental health issues, and so and we're constantly trying to improve that side of things, and always working to have more resources and connect with different groups.
That's cool. So yeah, I got to do. I've been to 2 of your hikes now, and set up and selling my coffee and everything. And it's a well put together event. It really is. I do a lot of events. I've been doing events and volunteering all my life, and that's a really good event y'all put on every year for that hike.
Yeah, and the cool part about it is it's not, a lot of the different hikes are kind of meant for veterans only. And we want, since we focus like on the bigger picture, we like to have where families can come out. The past couple of years we've started doing community vendors. So we have vendors out there. We have bounce houses. We have snow cone stands. I think this year we're going to try to do a few different new things, kind of for the kids, things like that. We last year we also had a veteran job resource fair that kind of ran concurrently with it. So that's going to be another thing that's coming back this year.
What was that? And then didn't Dow Chemical Corporation do something like that too?
Yeah, it was with the BCPC, Brazos or BP, one of those acronyms. You know how it is. I think it's Brazosport Petroleum Chemical Council or something like that. And so it's a lot of the industry that's kind of in this area that they were saying, hey, we have these job openings, and they were kind of conducting interviews on site with veterans and Silkies, and so that that's a cool thing to see, is like, hey, we come as we are kind of thing. But yeah, the hike is just
people that come from the IW hike.
Yes, yeah, we definitely and we like. I've been to plenty of those Irreverent Warrior hikes, and that's one of those things that once I started doing it, I like it. It's a totally different aspect, because like that, it's veteran only, and those hikes you talk a lot more, you deal with a lot more kind of sensitive issues. But our hike is family focused. We had my kids go on the hike with us. It's a short hike, and we're surrounded by our community, and so it's a cool thing to see the community come out and support us. We have a ton of community involvement, and so it's just been an awesome thing to see grow.
Yeah. I look forward to the Mark, the Galveston attorney, to see what he shows up dressed as.
Yeah, that's always a fun thing. Is and that's the thing is people make it fun, and it's always interesting.
Hey, I added a new button for you, and I forgot to play it earlier. But hey, real quick, here we go. Hoorah!
Oh, we got it.
That's on the button. I created that.
Okay.
For you, yeah. So
awesome.
Hey, something.
I don't know if you can see it, but hey, man, we're always surrounded by our Eagle Globe anchors. I got them a little bit everywhere. Once you got that brand going, it gets on everything.
I noticed something on your social media. You had a very a very important thing happened with you and your family this weekend.
Yes, yeah. My daughter got baptized this weekend. That was an awesome thing.
Yeah.
And as a father, just getting to participate in that, it was a really cool thing that I got to do as a dad. I take those kind of moments. I hold those moments dear. There's a lot of things that in my life that I hold dear. That's definitely up there with one of them. It's definitely a touching moment. Another thing that kind of impacted me recently was my grandpa. That was he's an Air Force veteran. We were the only two veterans in our family. He passed away this last May, and for his last couple of months he lived with us, and so my kids got to be around him and all that. But he was buried at the National Cemetery, and so we did the full honors and everything like that. And I got to render the final salute and got his flag, and so I got to explain through that whole thing. It was just such a powerful moment, because my kids got to experience it. As much kind of heartache as I was going through, they got to see the powerful moment of being a veteran and putting that on the significance of putting that uniform on. And so I'm actually, his flag's gonna get it put up right over here. So I'm getting a case for it and everything, and it's gonna have a special spot like right above that. But I told my kids got to experience the National Cemetery, and anytime I go to a National Cemetery, it's always one of those things that it's a rough thing to go through. Just because brings back so many memories. And so, I got to walk my kids through that and really kind of explain to them, I feel like I'm very kind of open about what I go through. That's why I'm in Val 22 is because, if we don't talk about what's going on and why, what emotions are really going through us, it's hard to kind of convey those things. And so, I tell my kids, I was like, this is super special that I get this, and get this flag. And I was like, I want to be carried under this same flag, and it's something that, only me and my grandpa can share.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really neat that you got your kids involved in that and explaining it to them, because a lot of kids just don't know. They just don't know this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Because the schools aren't teaching that kind of stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So it's a part of history for us, and it's just I love seeing that you do that. And I just had a big old grin on my face seeing you and your daughter over the weekend, and you involved in your baptism. That was a really neat thing.
Yeah. So she's she's my firstborn, and so it's I get to do a lot of firsts with her. It's definitely special. We share a lot of things together. Another thing that we kind of do together is we do jujitsu together.
Yeah.
And so that's another thing that has brought me a lot of healing. And the gym that I'm in, we have quite a few veterans, and it's one of those things that it's getting back, it's getting back to my people again. And so it's like everywhere that I go, it's like, I like being surrounded by veterans. I like being surrounded by my people. And so it's like, once I went and got involved in jiu-jitsu, it's like, it brings back that camaraderie that still, we're struggling and we're going through stuff, but we're coming out the other end better. And so, kind of after she saw me doing that for a while, she got involved, and now she's been in jiu-jitsu for almost 2 years now. But I love the whole veteran aspect of the jiu-jitsu community as well. I think it's a cool aspect of it, And that's, one of those things that I like to, push veterans too. If they're kind of wondering like, hey, what do you do to kind of get better? And it's like one of those things that like, hey, I get out, I move around and I'm with other veterans. And so it's another thing that I really enjoy.
Now, do you have family from Louisiana?
I do. So my pawpaw that I was just talking about, the Air Force veteran. So they're straight up Cajun. And so my cousins, they actually just opened up a Cajun meat market in Louisiana. And
wow. In Louisiana or League City?
Sorry, in League City.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah. So,
I got a product they need to sell.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do, and you might like it too. Here, I'll post it up real quick. Can you see that?
Oh yeah. Cool. Yeah, definitely. And they actually have like a little coffee bar too. So I bet you they would love that.
Yeah,
because everybody knows that. I mean, I was spoon fed coffee as a baby. It's a Cajun thing.
Yeah.
That's
actually using the seasoning to boil crawfish.
Oh, I thought that was coffee. I thought that was some of your coffee. I was like,
it is coffee.
Oh.
It is. It's got the flavoring of the crawfish boil seasoning, but it's cut way back. Added extra cinnamon and nutmeg to it to make it drinkable.
Cool.
But when you smell it, you can smell the crawfish boil in it.
Yeah.
When you taste it, you taste more cinnamon and nutmeg. Yeah. So,
so that whole side of my family, they're my mama and papa spoke French, and they would, English, they spoke English, but they also spoke French whenever they kind of didn't want us to understand what they were saying. And so they trace the whole genealogy up, from from France to Nova Scotia and down to Louisiana.
So I've got a grandmother, a distant grandmother that was named DeBose. That came from Monroe, Louisiana.
Okay.
So I know I'm French and everything, and I didn't know I was French until I did my genealogy as well. I was like, wow, that's pretty cool. I did my DNA.
Yeah.
I've gotten it back to the 12th century, but just about every man in my family has fought for our country or at least volunteered. I discovered, it was really neat.
It's one of those special things, and then after that last experience, my middle daughter, she's our feelings person, and so after she saw that whole experience, she was like, oh, I really want to, I think I really want to kind of join the service whenever we're, of course she's young still, but it's like one of those things that she sees the reverence.
Footsteps and go in the Air Force.
I've already been pushing that, so that's what I
go in the Air Force. Don't go in the Marines.
Yeah, I was like, so that's already been discussed. But yeah, so that's one of those things that it's just really cool, kind of as a dad getting to experience those things.
Yeah, that's really neat. I just kind of jealous seeing that. It's like, wow, that's really cool. Yeah, but so let's get back to what we were talking about. So the next step is, of course, the gala coming up. I'm gonna post this up real quick so people can see.
Yes. So September 17th, that'll be at the Dow Academic Center at the Bradford College. We still have tickets and sponsorships available. We're still, if anybody would like to donate any auction items, that's another thing that definitely kind of helps out our organization. So the cool thing about the gala.
Last year I gave y'all a knife. Y'all got the second to the last Patriot knife. I recently stopped making them because of my health. I just can't stay up long enough. But I'm going to give y'all another coffee set with mugs again.
Awesome. Great.
That did well.
Yes. Yeah, always. And
so you're going to have more room at this new location for more people inside and all that?
Yes. Yeah. So I think we're planning up to 70-ish tables this year. And so we'll be talking about a lot of different programs that we have going on. We have We have a dog program as well.
A dog program?
Yes, that we've supplied some service animals to a couple different veterans. We've helped out with training for those service animals as well, and so we'll have one of those guys. He'll be up, giving a testimony. That's one of those things. It's just like the gala. Our community gets to see those things, and like getting to hear it directly from the veteran's mouth is super impactful. To kind of tell his story a little bit is like, we had him, this veteran at one of our events, and it was right before he got his service animal.
Okay.
And you got Bailey up there.
Yeah, it's Bailey. So yeah, we go to a service dog school. In fact, we got school this Saturday.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I got my little one down here. I got me a new. Now that I'm working from home, I got me an office puppy. So this is Rusty.
Yeah,
it's a golden doodle.
Golden doodle. So, yeah, my nephew has one.
I got hooked on. I have an Australian Shepherd, but I saw a couple of golden doodles, and I was like, oh, I'm hooked on a golden doodle. So he sleeps right under my desk here most of the day.
Yeah. Well, if you ever want to go to school with him, I know a great school to go to.
Cool, awesome.
Yeah. In fact, we got school this weekend at the VFW post in Tomball.
Okay, cool. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it's a rescue for PTSD. They train veterans to teach their own service dogs.
Wow.
Yeah, and they test you and they test your dogs, and they go through AKC rules and so forth. They've got a certified trainer and so forth. Sam Scott, she's awesome. Yeah. And they test you.
Awesome. Yeah. That's great to hear.
Yeah.
I'll definitely look that up and get more info because I think that's one of those things that I've seen a lot of healing come from animals. I've seen kind of overnight changes. Once we have as veterans, I feel like once it's such a weird thing that changes and they're able to pick up on so many cues from us that we don't even know. One of our people involved with our organization, they had a service animal, and he would pick up on cues even from veterans that wasn't his own veteran. He would know and come over, and all of a sudden you're like, oh yeah, like he would start kind of nudging on you and licking on you, and so it's one of those things that seeing the impact of service animals and the way that they help out veterans has been a really cool kind of thing.
I got a friend of mine involved with the Rescue for PTSD, Michael Stone, and he has his dog Dominic, and Dominic just passed his public access test last week, which is a big test you got to do, and they got to make sure your dog can go up and down an elevator and escalator, stairs, and walk through a store without going after people or stopping to talk to people, and it's a big test they do. And he just recently passed it, and he's a much better person because of the dog. But he goes to weekly meetings at Camp Hope. Yeah, and he goes to the FOB meeting up in Conroe as well. But he takes his service dog with him, and everyone connects with his service dog. All the guys there connect with his service dog. Yeah, it's a big thing. They all connect with him. That's really neat.
It definitely is.
Yeah, yeah. But I like the guy that, when I was at the rally point up in Kingwood, I had Camp Valor next to me, and I've been helping at Camp Valor a little bit. And one of the guys there had this cap on. I said, "Hey, where'd you get that cap?" He goes, "Oh, they're over there on the other side." And I was busy talking to people, and I said, "Hey, go get me one." So he went and got me one, and his name was Bubba Jacobs. Went and got it for me. He was working for Camp Valor at the time. And constantly struggling with PTSD and addiction and stuff like that. Yeah. But he had a dog he took to Camp Valor, and it was a house dog pretty much that all the veterans connected with. Yeah. Yeah. And it was a really neat deal that how all the veterans connected with that one dog. Yeah. Yeah. So, I love service dogs. They're the greatest.
Yeah, it's one of those things that it's you know, I think there's a big need for it too. I think just the way that the veterans, like you said, just connect with them, and you see a lot of healing from it. It's just it's one of those things where I've seen veterans that couldn't go into restaurants, and then once they have a service animal, they're all this, they start exposing themselves to things that they couldn't before, and it's just such a it's so enlightening, because I remember personally, whenever there's stuff that I couldn't that I wouldn't do, and then it's all about exposure and putting yourself through those situations. But if you have a service animal that makes it easier to expose you to those things, it helps.
Hey, did you ever go to Camp Foster in the Marine Corps?
No, I never went to Foster. So I was all West Coast at Camp Pendleton, and I did my MOS school was on an Army base. So I did a little bit of time on an Army base.
Oh my Lord! Oh, well, hey, that's a good
Hooah!
Yeah. Well, here, let me show you something real quick. This man right here. Can you see that picture?
I can.
That is my great uncle, Lieutenant Kenneth Foster, Marine Corps.
Okay, wow.
Hoorah!
Wow, that's awesome.
He was killed at Sugarloaf Hill in Okinawa during WW2.
Mm-hmm.
And you might like something he has now. This is Foster's Run Light Roast Coffee.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm about to get some. Yeah. So now that coffee I sent to the through the USO to Camp Foster for the Marines to drink at Camp Foster now.
Cool. Awesome.
Yeah. Now, what's neat is doing my ancestry, I discovered he was killed at Sugarloaf Hill, Okinawa, and everything, and now it's called Camp Foster. And I thought, wow, is it named after Kenneth Foster? No, it's not. It's named after William A. Foster, a PFC in the Marine Corps that jumped on a grenade and saved 6 Marines. It just so happens William Foster was in Kenneth Foster's platoon.
Oh, wow.
Is that wild or what?
That is crazy.
Yeah. So William Foster's grandchild has a letter from him that he wrote to his wife asking, he wrote to his family asking if we had any relatives from New Rochelle, New York named Foster. Mm-hmm. And he was talking about his platoon leader. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I got to message them through ancestry.com, and they sent me a copy of the letter and all that. Yeah. So I started Foster's Run, and it's called Foster's Run because he was a runner in high school and college. And supposedly while he was on Sugarloaf Hill fighting, he told his troops to stay put, and he would run it back and forth across the valley to get supplies and ammunition for him. Mm-hmm. And he did that like all day long. Yeah. And that's why it's called Foster's Run. And it's a very good coffee. It's a very light roast. But what I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead and create some other blends under the name Foster's Run, only so that I can send other coffee to the guys at Camp Foster in Okinawa. Yeah. So they don't all walk around with buzzes all day from that light roast. So I'm going to give them some other blends to try out, Yeah. So I'm going to have some Foster's Run, like light roast, dark roast, medium roast, and stuff like that for them as well.
Cool. Yeah. Awesome. I know that's one of those things Marines run on nicotine and caffeine.
Yeah. So I'll be sure to get you some of this. I think you'll like it.
Awesome. I'll definitely enjoy it. So I always love special coffee. So I appreciate it.
Yeah. No problem.
And I've seen you out of my neighborhood. So, my kids got to kind of come through whenever you're out here one time doing coffee. So that was another thing that was cool is, they got to see Bailey there and everything. So,
was that during the hike?
No. So I'm out here in Bar X.
Oh, that's right. So, I did see y'all there.
Yeah.
Hey, did they discontinue that market?
I I don't think that they've done it in a while.
Yeah.
It was kind of like community ran kind of thing, and not really like organized. But if I do see any kind of coming up, I'll definitely let you know.
Yeah, because I like doing that market. And I had a lot of customers down there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the only thing I'm scheduled to do is some up here in Cypress area in Santa Fe at 3 acre food truck park. We'll be down there in October and everything. But I actually cut out a lot of markets because of my health lately.
Right.
Since
I'm glad
January.
to see you. I'm glad. Yeah, I was going to say,
Yeah.
I'm glad to see that you're back in it and kind of getting out and moving around. So it's good to see you. You're looking good. So
Yeah, feeling a lot better than I have been. Yeah.
good.
So, yeah, since January, I've been in the hospital 3 times, and I want to stay out as much as I can.
Right. Yeah. I've definitely been following you and praying for you. So
I appreciate that. I really do. Yeah,
But
this last go around was quite scary.
yeah, and that's another thing is I'm sure just not being able to be with Bailey, and I know you talked about whenever he got to kind of come in and to the hospital and see you, and so I think just another thing of that was just a tough aspect, and it's gotta be.
Oh no, she's the greatest. Yeah,
So
she does a lot of good. I mean, she picks up when I'm hurting.
right.
She'll come over, climb up my lap, and then I'll get hit with a jolt of a nerve pain. I'm like, how did you know? Yeah. So she was. We were at the VFW post down at Pearland for an event, and there was another veteran there with his service dog, and he's a single amputee, and he was staring off into space, and Bailey goes over and climbs up in his lap and hugged him, and he hugged her back, and he said, "Thank you, Bailey." And I said, "Will, what's wrong?" He goes, "I was having a bad panic attack." And Bailey picked up on him. Yeah. And I said, "Well, it's a good thing we got your service dog with us. He's over there cleaning the leg on the table right now." But that was neat that Bailey picked up on that. And I mean, she was just like 6 months old at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really is amazing the cues that they pick up on and the way that they interact.
They're just amazing. Yeah. So, and I love the fact that y'all have a program with the dogs as well. So, are y'all working with Jennifer from Polish for Heroes?
No. So we've mainly just been dealing with a local dog trainer down here in our area, and the reason that we're doing that is just because it's keeping the veteran and close to their dog and things like that. And so but we've been working with K10, and they've been really good at we've sent a couple dogs to them so far, and then there's actually there's one dog up there right now.
Well, I saw Jennifer at y'all's last hike. That's why I brought their name up.
Okay.
You had a boost
so they one of our other members, they actually got a service dog through them, and so that's how we haven't that's how we kind of interact with them is we've seen that side of it. And so that was kind of why we kind of got into the whole service dog side, is just because we saw the dog that came from them, and it was it was so impactful to the the veteran that we
Jennifer's good friends with Laura Murray, which started the rescue for PTSD.
Mm-hmm.
And Laura actually used to do rescues and train them and give them to veterans. But so many veterans need dogs that they started this new program where they train veterans to teach their own service dogs.
Yeah,
which is a big thing. Yeah, if you go out there, you'll be amazed.
I plan on definitely attending, because I've actually had that exact question before, and like, hey, I have this dog. I want to get them trained. What are we? What's the steps forward? What can we do? And so I'm definitely interested in checking that out. Like I said,
you'll go out there and there's 30 other dogs out there. Yeah. And if your dog does not get along with other dogs, they're going to let you know about it, you know.
Yeah.
But they're going to help you acclimate your dog to other dogs as well, and they're
Yeah.
going to teach you to work with other dogs around you and stuff like that. You know, who's calling me? But yeah, it's a great program and everything. You getting a phone call too?
Oh no, I was making sure it was off, so I was making sure it wasn't going to start ringing.
Yeah. So yeah, I got calls coming in. Yeah. So.
I am going to fill me up some coffee though. Normally keep it in the fridge. I like having it right next to me.
That is a good looking mug. I need to make some more.
So yeah,
I just had some new mugs. I got some metal coffee mugs that are OD green. I had them engraved.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I got to pick those up and so forth. You know, so yeah, we got shirts and so forth, and I got hats.
Yeah.
Got some coffee mugs I'm making up for it. But yeah, I'll get you some of this Foster's Run to try out. And then I've got another light roast called Nori's Blonde Roast, which is named after Bailey's sister, which her name is Nori, and she's a yellow lab. So I have another line of coffee called Bailey's Brew now.
Right. I've had that before.
You have had that one before?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I had that. The last,
yeah, I think I had it. I did have it at the last hike.
Yeah,
I did. So that's good. That's awesome. So, any other stuff coming up with you?
Trying to
Getting ready for hunting season.
I am. I got a few things planned. I've actually one of the things that I did a couple of years ago that I'm going to be doing this year again is one of my. He's a soldier, and he puts on an annual veterans blasting cast, and that's going to be down in Port Mansfield. His name's Joe Swoboda. He's a guide down there, and one of the things that he does that that he enjoys to do to give back is he kind of each year he puts on this blasting cast, and so it's they all have like 3 or 4 airboats go out, and they'll do some, hunting in the morning, maybe get some fishing in, and then, another trip. And then it's all the veterans kind of staying in one house. And so it's like one of those things that, I love those kind of trips because doing things, you get a lot of, the veterans that like, yeah, we're doing stuff, but the true healing happens whenever you're sitting around that campfire, or whenever you're sitting around, eating food, or late at night. It's just, that's what there's so many, different trips. There's another organization that I'm involved with. It's called Southern Outdoor Dreams that I've done.
I met them before. I met them at the hike.
Okay. Yes. And so they're a great local organization that this year I got to, I'm on their veteran committee. And so I got to go out with them, and, we got to go out we went out 60 miles on an offshore trip, and, all the veterans got to catch, limits of snappers. They caught mahi, what else? There's wahoo, all these different things, which, it's awesome doing those events and doing those activities, but the true healing happens at the house, after all that's done, whenever, there's just 1 or 2 or 3 guys just sitting up, and then the real conversations. Yeah. And it's like,
yeah. So there is a PTSD organization, and their big thing is the campfire.
Mm-hmm.
And getting around the campfire, and all the veterans just hanging out by the campfire at night,
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big healing process for them. Oh, oops, hit my mic there.
Are you talking about out at Camp Hope?
Yeah, it's Camp Hope that does that. Yeah.
And so that's one of the cool things about Camp Hope is my rack mate. So we had him come out to one of our hikes and talk, and I didn't even, know who was coming to talk. And they were like, oh, Zach Alexander's coming up and, with Camp Hope. And I was like, looked at him. I was like, dude, that's my rack mate from boot camp. And so, we kind of, met each other just as we were going out to San Diego for boot camp, and then never saw each other after that. But then, me being Baker and him being Alexander were right next to each other. So it was really cool. Kind of, he's involved with that organization, and they're another organization that does great things, and they're always willing to help out. It's one of those things of veterans helping veterans.
Yeah. So yes, I saw y'all there at Rally Point. Y'all were there, and Camp Hope was there, and a lot of people in Camp Valor, and at the Rally Point. And I'm going to be talking to Carol Lita soon. She's one of the organizers of that. And I talked to her recently. I just talked to Myrna Trevino too, as part of the Rally Point. That was a great function as well. Looking forward to their next one they're going to do, and so we'll probably see y'all out there again.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We like to get out to those events. It's one of those things of, that's kind of just the best way for, we show up to a lot of these veteran events because we want to be that information source for veterans. And, by getting out at these events and having them see us is a way for them to reach out to us.
Yeah, that's great. So, all right. Well, I thank you for coming on the show.
Yeah. So
real quick, if you want to hook up with Joshua Baker, what are you doing now? Right now, you're a mortgage.
So I'm a mortgage. Yeah. So I'm a mortgage broker, and that's been an amazing transition, and so I kind of deal with the whole lending side of buying a house, and it's been an awesome thing. Another thing that I'm involved with is a vetted VA. So vetted VA is a information source for veterans for VA loans. So there's no sales or any kind of no pressure kind of going into this group. The vetted VA is solely an information source for veterans to ask questions about the VA home loan product, and then it's answered by vetted professionals that are vetted through the organization. And so that you're getting a solid source of information from a trusted professional, and so that's been a cool aspect of it is just I feel like is really getting in and helping veterans again. It's like, hey, all I'm here is to tell you, what's black and white. What if you have a question about it, how do I answer it, and I hope it helps you. And that's one of those things that I feel like it's been a cool way to assist veterans on that side, because, on the VA home loan, there's a lot of misconceptions about it. And a lot of people, have a lot of, ideas that are kind of, wrong about it. And so, that information source has just been to spread the correct information about it.
That's awesome. Well, I'm glad you're part of that. So if you want to get a hold of Joshua Baker, there's his website.
Yeah.
This is right there. And if you missed it, you can watch it again on YouTube later on today. So, we're actually live streaming right now on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn right now.
Cool.
And then we're on audio podcasts as well, as you can find them on iHeartRadio and Google Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, and so forth. But also I want to mention our sponsors, okay? We have Patriot Knife Coffee. You can go to patriotknifecoffee.com and use the discount code podcast and receive 20% off your order. Or you can go to go see my buddy Raul Marino over at CharlieMikeMilitaryApparel.com. And y'all know Raul Marino from this podcast, Charlie Mike.
Yes, yeah. They were out at our last one, and so I got to sit down with them and talk to them once again. Awesome guys.
Raul's a good guy. Yeah, so they've got their this Thursday night they'll be on. They've got Army veteran Tim Stroud on there. You know Tim Stroud?
Yes. I've heard of him, and I'm kind of only met him in passing, but I know that he's involved in the Greater Houston veteran community.
Yeah. So, and then you know that William Garay. You know William Garay?
Don't think so.
That's Raul's co-host that he has on now. And excuse me, William was involved with the organization called Impact Your Hero, which is another great organization. But Thursday night will be a good episode. I know I'm going to tune in on watch that one because Tim's a good friend of mine as well. Yeah, and Raul and William are two great guys. So tune into their show if you can. That'll be this Thursday night at 7 p.m. on just about everything I'm on. It'll be on Facebook as well. But we thank you for coming on today.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
I'll get you some coffee real soon.
Awesome. So I look forward to it.
Your address, and I'll get that to you. Okay.
Great. Awesome.
Yeah. So what was something I always like to say is never let them be forgotten.
Definitely.
Yep. So thank you once again for being on the show.
Yeah, I appreciate your support and throughout the years and everything, and look forward to seeing you again, man.
All right. Take care.
All right.
Bye-bye.
You've been listening to Vets and Coffee, the podcast. As you can see, veterans and coffee are Tree's passions, and we want to make a difference in the veterans community. And with your help and continued listenership, we'll do exactly that. If you enjoyed the show, make sure to like, rate, and review. And we'll be back soon. See you next time on Vets and Coffee, the podcast.